Hey, Carp Anglers! Welcome to the show. My name is James Sanders.
Pearson. And
Ricky, our special guest, Ricky Massey. How you doing, buddy?
Massey. You hear him?
Massey. It's all spelled the same way.
That's close.
Yeah, James, he's good with first names.
Well, we did a whole video. He called me Rick Slinker the whole time.
Oh, there's this guy a while back who just, I can still say the name bad, wrong way. It's Jeff Skeleton.
Jeff Skeleton.
Jeff Skeleton.
Yeah.
He used to get upset because I couldn't say his last name right.
Oh,
It's like,
tell him I'm only human.
I'm only human. Sorry. But how you guys doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to podcast Carp Talk. Yeah. Who's all ready for the carp chili meat that's here in what? 2-3 days?
Sweet.
3 days. 3 days.
Yeah.
See, it's still popped up.
How many people's bringing chili? How many people's bringing chili to the chili cook-off for the contest? Who's gonna be the judges?
That's we ain't figured that part out.
Wes.
We're still figuring that out.
I don't eat beans, so there ain't no sense.
That's what we gotta find somebody that's pretty neutral. That's can put all
I think
their.
we should just pick 3 people, like
random.
3 random people that maybe it's gonna be
Or
there
maybe just
throughout the
one.
day.
That'd be easier to get along with one random person.
I say,
Or one random person.
you know, I think you had a good idea. We should just let.
Or have people submit their votes to me, since I'll be providing a gift card for whoever wins.
Yeah, because you could probably just use some tickets and just have
Yeah, and that way I know if somebody's
1, 2,
coming
or
and
3,
turning in
1,
10
2, or
tickets.
1, 2, or 3, or 4
Yeah.
or 5 hours.
Just number the pots.
Yeah, number the pots and
Yeah, I think
know
that's what
whose
we'll
pots,
do.
whose is what. You know what I mean?
We'll definitely don't announce it before it starts. But yeah, whoever wants to get in the chili competition, bring it. We'll get it tested. Whoever gets the most votes, they'll win. I'll get a $60 Rockstar gift card.
Hey, you know, I think the
Ron
judge,
Matthews.
Ron Matthews should be the judge.
If he wants to, he's more than welcome. I mean, you think he has a neutral palate being in the food business?
No, he definitely does.
I mean, he would be able to know what to look for.
It's like, I think
taste and what it should.
Right.
You know what I mean?
we should have like
qualities that fit
individual bowls.
But you know he's gonna be busy there
That's
too.
true.
So that's we got
That's what I said,
we
yeah,
can't
we
just
could-
throw anybody in there.
Nope.
You know what I mean? I would love for him, you know what I'm saying, to be a guest. Not a guest, but be the judge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we should have individual bowls with a name underneath each bowl. No judges can see the name under each bowl.
And
Yeah,
then you
just,
pick
no,
a
we
bowl.
no
And-
names. Just
No, the name's underneath the bowl.
No, we'll keep the names. And
No,
we'll shoot
no one
numbers.
won't even look underneath the bowl. You see what I'm
No
saying?
peeking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
peeking.
And then no peeking. And
No peeking.
No peeking.
And then and people just basically, hey, I really like that one. Oh, let's turn it.
Or just like I said, number them
Dolly
bowls,
Parton,
and then
you know,
they can
like-
vote on them bowls, and then when we get the number, we turn the bowl over and see whose name it is.
We got a little bit of wild water stuff tonight that we're gonna give away, man. Some little fake tiger nuts and stuff like that, and then what is this? This is
Go ahead, tell us.
some braid, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell us. What is it?
You make leaders, you make the
Yeah,
eggs
you
out
make-
of it.
that's
That's a
what I'm
soft
saying.
braid, has
Yeah.
a little bit of coating on it.
Yeah, and then this is the same thing.
Yeah, that's a shock leader right there.
And plus, bottom feeder race tournament blend.
We only gonna do one giveaway.
Yeah, so one. The only reason why.
We'll just do it later, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll do it like halfway through the show, and
Yeah.
Your outrageous whatever number.
No, we're gonna. No,
I think it keeps them going.
I know, but Ricky's here tonight.
Oh, Ricky
you know
is
what I mean?
here.
He can pick the number. You know what I mean? He might have a favorite number that nobody knows about.
So, all right. Well, today's show is mainly Ricky's in the spotlight today. Our team, 18 Fish Fighters. He actually went down to Austin, Texas, to do some buff fishing with Austin Anderson. Later here, in a few, we'll put Austin Anderson also onto the show. We'll be calling him a second, and we're actually just want to talk to Ricky mainly about his experience. He did go down with 2 other carp anglers. Three, sorry. Was it Rick Slinker?
Sean Hildebrand,
yeah.
Mike Martin.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, that's the guy.
We drove 19 hours to get away from the cold and went to the cold.
He went from the cold to colder.
And I tell you,
Wasn't cold as it was here, but it was colder than I expected.
I was jealous of the buff that Ricky caught here. Well, there. And how big was that?
49.4.
49.4. And if you know, we'll put on the YouTube video, you guys will actually see the picture. We'll post up on there. But that thing was massive. You guys you guys want to see it now, go to Rick's post, Facebook page, check it out, and it was like, wow.
I think are like baby whales. It's hard. It's another beast. Until you see one, it's hard to describe.
If you guys also want to get into buff fishing, you know, again, we're also going to throw out the experience that, you know, Austin Anderson was guiding these, you know, the carp anglers there. And I tell you, to me, it's not just really like.
Yeah, we ran the trailer, took all our own gear, which was a little overkill. I mean, we ran the whole trailer to take everything. And we could have did it a lot lighter than what we did, but it was a learning experience.
You want to make sure you're prepared though too, and have everything.
Exactly. We didn't know what was around, but they got most of the stuff we have around here. If you want to leave, get your bait there. I mean, you can buy all your bait. They got pea stores. They use all the same stuff we use here.
So do you think think it's easier to just hit Austin up?
Definitely. Be easier to fly out, let him handle the stuff, and he has all the top-notch gear. I mean, he has what you need. He'll get you taken care of. He has bait. I mean, he's fully stocked with Pro-Line stuff. Pro-Line stuff I ain't even seen on the shelves.
Yeah.
That's what we teased him about, the bottles that didn't have the labels on them.
Yeah.
We kept all that
those
stuff
are always those are all the good.
You know, them are the good ones.
Yeah.
When you start shaking them up, and they start changing colors on you.
Yeah.
Changing colors.
Yeah. You know you're getting into some
You
stuff.
can't take nothing away from them flavors though. You know what I'm saying? Because Pro-Line's got a good lot of flavors, man.
Boilies. I was amazed with the boilies, the tiger nuts. I mean, just the whole range of baits.
I'm really just amazed at
there's nowhere local.
how wide of his selection is.
That's
You know what I mean?
what
And he covers everything too.
He does. He does.
And he's in Cabela's, and he's, you know what I mean. I'm sure, you know, if Joe would wanted, you know, I'm sure there's stuff that you would have to go through, you know what I mean. But it seems like he's already starting a whole new, you know, just to be able to be in them places is
Step up.
a step up for
any bait store. Definitely
any
a
carp
carp
fisherman
store,
at all. You know what I mean. That's how it all starts.
I'm definitely impressed with the line because we don't have it in the stores anywhere here. I'm a hands-on guy. Just seeing a lot of stuff hands-on.
And smelling too.
Smelling it, looking at it. Like I said, it was a little overwhelming. Like I said, he has a lot of stuff that I didn't know was even on the market.
Yeah.
So
Maybe some of it might not have been on the market.
Yeah. Maybe he was still testing something.
Maybe so. Yeah.
Or maybe Austin was like, hey, look, you know, whether they signed a contract or whatnot. You know what I mean? He was probably like, hey, I want you to make this, and this, and this, and then send it to me and let me see if it's going to be the same as like maybe how I use it. You know what I mean? Because he gives away his tricks too.
No, Austin's definitely open. I know he was open and a very, very smart guy about fishing. I mean, all species of fishing. Just a smart guy in general. Like I said, it was a blessing to be able to pick his brains for the few days that it was warm enough we could actually sit outside.
Yeah.
Not everybody
was actually warm. Did it snow at all?
No, no snow, just the condensation from the night froze.
Yeah.
No snow, no precipitation, just cold.
No rain.
No rain. If it rained, they would have definitely shut
Windy.
down. Oh, the first night, it was, I thought I was going to die the first night. We got there.
You went through all kinds of adventures. I feel like just a whole week was a big giant adventure. He went.
My daughter asked about fishing. I said, we ain't fishing, we're surviving.
Yeah. I mean,
it was different.
How many places, did you move and stuff? How many places did you put how many lakes did you
We only went to 2. We fished the Colorado River. We camped at Emmalone Campground.
Yeah.
And then the days it was nice enough, we'd drive over to Decker Lake when we fished Decker Lake. But you got to be out there by a certain time. They close the gates on you.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's limited fishing.
So just from being down there, what do you consider, which one's probably the best lake to you? Probably Decker?
The one that produced the best for us was Decker Lake, but I like them alone better because had the big comments. It had the big buffs.
Yeah.
I only caught one buff from there. It was 34.5, which I was told that was below average for that spot. But it's my life story.
What about, didn't you catch a grassy too?
We caught a grassy, we caught a flathead, we caught a blue, we caught a channel cat. I mean, we caught a wide species of fish. But I could see it being a lot better when the buffs actually are there. I could see the fishing being a lot better. Like I said, everywhere we fished though, it was definitely challenging. Like I said, we had our work cut out for us. We did a lot of baiting, a lot of rig switching, a lot of,
Just trying to
whole lot of PVA sticks. It was so cold. That's what we was sitting our bibbies and tight PVA sticks.
Did you guys cut them?
Huh?
Did you guys cut them?
What happens on the
Stay
bank
warm.
stays on the
He
bank.
said, what happens in Texas? You know everything big in Texas, boy.
Big spoon.
There was a big old spoon on.
I mean, if I were you, I was trying to find like the biggest guy, you know, to cuddle up with. That's like an extra blanket right
What do you think, man?
Poor Austin, man. A little guy like that, you've probably froze to death.
He got some rigged
He's
up.
probably- yeah, I'm about to say, he's
he
probably
backed
got the
his
best
trailer right up, threw him a heater in
That's
there,
what
had
I'm
his
about to say.
bed chair
He's
in the
probably
back
got
of
the
his
best of the
trailer.
best.
Yeah, like I said,
He's done got it all figured out, you know what I mean?
he's ready. But he's about wore out of that trailer by the time we left. He was ready to get a bibby set up, get a little more room going.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's definitely experience. Like I said, that wind, it was different. You can hear it twice before the bibby shook. You'd hear, whoo, you hear it hit the canyon, roll back around, and then I'd hold on to the bibby because it'd just start rumbling. And like I said, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I had my canopy set up. I had it all staked down, cooler with all my food tied to one of the corners. I think we looked the next day, it was like a 49-mile-an-hour gust of wind.
Yeah.
It blew my whole canopy, drug it about 100 yards down. With my cooler, all my eggs dumped out, my food was drug out across the ground.
Scrambled eggs now, huh?
Yeah, they were definitely scrambled. And over easy.
Real quick before we call Austin, let's talk real quick about the Carp Expo because it's just here in a couple of days.
Yeah, share this live.
Yeah, share this live. Vendors, we're going to be there at Friday at 6 p.m. We're going to start setting up, getting things. I think Kenny Mac's going to be there. He's going to start the chili that night, and then
First come, first serve, right?
Yeah.
Is that how we're doing that? I'm not on the chili. I'm talking about
the
I'm talking
booths?
about on like
Yeah,
the booths.
probably. I know that.
Or-
Of course,
Are we gonna put people where we feel where we're gonna put people?
right, I know for a fact that since Mike Thornburg from
Yep,
his
shout out.
sponsor, yes, shout out to him.
Mike
Uh,
Money Beepers.
Big Money Beepers. He's the head sponsor for this event. He'll be going right next door stage to the. That's right here. I know. I was like, right. Big Money Beepers. He's going to be the head sponsor of this event. He'll be right by the stage with the Team Fish Fighters, and you're gonna wake that baby up. Woo, doggy! That's what I'm talking about. That's loud too,
Yeah,
man.
they're not, man, he's got some new ones that he's bringing this year.
I heard.
I seen some pictures of them. They look. I guarantee you,
Threatening.
Kevin Tharp's probably already got them.
Yeah,
I
probably.
guarantee you, as soon as Kevin Tharp's seen them, because they're tie dye
Oh.
and they're like psychedelic kind of, pretty cool.
And yeah, again, Saturday. It starts this Saturday,
10 to 4.
10 to 4. You know.
All raffles will be done at 3 o'clock.
Yep. And,
All of them. So if you have to leave, you can put your number on the back of your tickets.
people that got also it's free chili, free drinks. So
Free pitch in too.
yeah,
That's,
please help
Yeah,
out
if you
with
want
the
to bring
pitching.
some.
yeah. If
The
you
desserts were awesome last year.
Yeah.
I think Carp Kings brought some desserts. A few
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah. So if you guys want to bring something, just for
Yeah. We're
hospitality.
looking
I mean, that's what
for
it's all about.
soft drink, any kind of soft drinks,
Cheese.
cans, soft drinks in a can,
Onions.
sour
Need it.
cream,
We're
spoons,
doing all
bowls.
this. All this is pro bono.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And also,
Like,
if you got some chili you want to
we-
bring,
we
bring in the
think
contest,
outside
that's
the
great.
box and try
Yeah.
to get everybody to donate or
Right.
do whatever we need to.
Yep. And then
Try to bring people together, have a good
Oh, yeah,
time,
definitely.
promote carp fish.
yeah, a big kickoff for the 2024. I'm busting up 40 this year, dude.
Huh?
Why you guys laughing? You look like, yeah, right. Up to you guys. I want to do it.
Only way you're gonna look like you caught one.
I am. No.
He's gonna start catfishing.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a.
We should start doing some catfish.
Hey, I wouldn't mind.
Man.
One of the hardest fighting fish I caught was a 36-pound flathead. I caught carp fishing
Yeah.
on a number 8 hook with 3 pieces of corn on the hair.
I mean, and within the team, I'm hitting it all. I'm getting that little small, mini
He's
heavyweight
still
belt.
heartbroken by last year. And
Dude,
took his belt.
he did. That broke my heart. That really broke my heart.
James was like, James was like my first ever trophy.
No, Dwan. Me and Dwan goes on.
You got the buff,
the Del
buff
Hollow.
thing last year, didn't you?
You got the buff.
Yeah, I got the medallion. I got the medallion.
Well, hey, you're in charge. You should have bought you the biggest trophy that you could have got.
It's never good enough.
Me and Dwan go to the Del Hollow.
He does make it.
Bam! I catches that. What?
You should have got you an 8. You should have got you an 8-foot trophy for that.
I should.
If he wins, you know he wins.
And I did see the little sadness in Dwan's face, and he deliberately went back to the same spot a week
That was
later
determination.
and blow my yes.
Hey,
but congratulations,
low
Dwan.
key, hey, he used you.
He did.
He used
probably
you.
threw it right where he was fishing.
He
Right after
did.
you
He
left.
went down there and was like, "Hey, James, here, bake this hoe up for me for next week."
Yeah,
He probably knew you always cast it off your bait. So he's like, I'm gonna go over here.
well, actually, it was right around his spot. You know, yeah, it's all good. Congratulations, Dwan. That's awesome.
Dwan goes hard, though.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna keep it all the way real. You know what I mean? He does.
He's a
You
good
know, I'll be
angler,
honest
angler.
with you. See, the two in the last couple of years, it's been Ricky and Dwan.
Yeah.
Ricky's really killed it because.
I didn't even really fish last year though.
No, but
Not
I'm talking
compared to
I'm talking about like the year
Yeah.
before. You know what I'm saying? When you was
That was
doing all the
nice.
Airbnbs and shit, man.
That was nice. I
Fishing
got
all the
fished a lot of
different
lakes up
venues.
northern Indiana.
This year?
Huh?
Did you get a trophy this year? Nope. You did you?
I didn't. Yeah.
Didn't do anything.
No. I got a medallion.
Well, my grandbaby was
You
my
hear-
trophy for the
you hear
year.
my- I got a
It wasn't
medallion.
nothing a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
nothing.
Man, I got a
You
medallion.
was ashamed of it.
Yeah.
But it's not a trophy.
Well,
They're all proud.
Dwan, he came out top
Hope
dog.
your cat swats it around.
Oh man, Brandy's not coming to the Carp Expo, is he?
Who?
Brandy?
Brandy.
Well, Brandon,
Brandon.
our teammate from PA. Hey, Brandy.
You talking about
Chris.
yeah, you talking
Oh,
about Chris.
okay, Chris.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
I'm like, who the hell is he talking
Yeah,
about?
I'm like Brandy.
There he goes with all these names again.
Yeah, he's not coming. He got the one. He got the 4-foot trophy too.
Did he?
It's all right. They can take it back for him.
I'm sure they'll take it back.
I'm sure you know what I mean. I mean, if he's not coming, it must be work related or him just not being able to make it or
That's
whatnot.
fine. But all right, well.
'Cause I'm sure he definitely wants to come get that trophy.
Let's get back on track. Yep. So, guys, please don't be late. This is going to be a great event. Carp anglers coming from all different parts of the states just to come to this event.
Yep, you better bring your piggy bank.
Please bring your piggy
Because
bank
there's, you know,
because
there's
there's
gonna be
going
a lot
to
of
be a
raffles,
lot of good deals.
a lot of flavor for sale. Probably, you know,
Free
there's
food.
gonna be a lot of tackle there.
A lot of tackle.
You got Naptown Bait and Tackle. You got
The bobber
you
shop.
got the barber shop too. I'm sure both of them is going to be bringing a lot of rods, a lot of reels. I actually talked to Chris earlier, and he said he's got
did?
he said he's got 2 boxes of RGs, some RG rods. I think he said $80 a piece.
No kidding.
Yep.
And I already said he's going to bring a lot of chow too.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
So, you know,
Kansas City Carpers too. They're
oh
coming.
yeah, they're coming. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're watching now.
He says, anyway, can we turn the mics up?
No. Yeah, we can.
Oh.
How's that? Hey Carp Anglers, my name is James Sanders and I'm from Team Fish Fighters. When I go out to my video shoots or just hanging out with some friends and family, and just go out there and try to catch some big old carp, I always make sure I take my big money beepers with me. These bait alarms are guaranteed to catch you your big carp. I mean, automatically let you know, set the alarms, everything, and they never let you down. Rain, snow, sleet, snow, whatever. these bait alarms are so good quality that Michael Thornburg guarantees and puts his name on each one of these products. Also comes in a great carrying case, 4%. You buy it individual. So check out Big Money Beepers from Michael Thornburg. Give them a contact. Tell them James Sanders sent you. Thanks for watching. And
Can you hear us now?
how do you like me now? There you go.
Saving up to replace tackle I lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it really does suck, Justin.
That's a tough cookie to swallow.
Yeah. And,
Who, Justin?
oh yeah, I know, and he's probably kicking himself in the ass too, because you know he's got he has 1,000 straps.
Who?
Justin.
Keaton.
Oh, I didn't know you lost anything.
Yeah, he lost a bunch of his tackle on the way to Connecticut.
Oh, no kidding.
That's even before the tournament. That's even worse.
Yeah. So when he got there, he had to, I think Lee Horn.
Justin's Keaton stuff
Helped him out with stuff.
Yeah,
to get it.
gave him a pod.
That's what the carp
thing,
community's about. They help each other out.
Yeah,
Especially knowing he came that far.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot of good people over there.
Nah, there is. That's a real good tournament.
Yeah,
too,
they seem to be very good hosts for everything.
Real quick, I do want to give a shout out to Hunter Wolf for getting us the place.
Yep. Shout out to him.
Really appreciate
all the sponsors,
that.
Kenny Mack, everybody that helps
Kenny
out
Mack,
the team, sponsors the team.
Yeah,
Michael Thornburg.
You know what I mean? Yep. Shout out to Sean.
Yep.
Man, I can't remember the name of his heating company, but look up Sean.
SCH Heating and Cooling, I think.
SCH Heating and Cooling, man. Look up Sean Hildebrand. He just fixed my dad and them's furnace probably. I want to say right before he went to Texas. You know what I'm saying? My dad called me. He was like, "Son," I was like, "Why didn't you call me?" He said, "Well, it's been out since yesterday."
I think he worked as much as he fished while he was down there.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's a worker, that's for sure.
Yeah, he really is, man.
Well, you ready to keep and call?
Yep.
Right,
But like I said, man, shout out to everybody that supports us.
Appreciate you guys.
We appreciate it. Any donations, whether it's flavor to be given away on the show or whatever it may be.
Appreciate it. Oh, Cole too, guy.
Yeah, Cole.
Yeah.
And he will with the carp. He's getting a booth.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's right.
So he's getting a booth. He made a couple of donations towards the team.
Appreciate that.
So we're gonna have a couple of them on our table for raffles.
And what are them you're talking about?
The cutout carps.
Oh, the little metal cutouts?
Yeah, he gave us another big one like he did last year.
That was cool. Because you won the one last year, didn't you?
Yeah, but I gave it to Kenny. Yep. He said he wanted to put it on. He's like, man, if I win it, I'm gonna put it on my boat. And I said, well, if I win it, you know what I mean? Because I was like, I want it too. I was like, I'll give it to you.
I think everybody wanted that. I think most people who got in it wanted that.
But I don't know what he said. He's bringing some other stuff too. He said he's bringing some rod holders, like you know what I'm saying, a little thing you put in the ground. You set your rod or not rod holder, but your net holder.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Also, if you guys didn't hear about this, we got want to have a table for all you carp anglers that's going to individuals that wants to sell stuff,
like a swap meet area,
or like a little swap area. You know, so we'll have a couple of large tables for you guys to bring your stuff that you would, hey, I want to sell this, or maybe I can swap something for so.
Yeah, Jim Diamond always made sure there was a couple of little swap meet tables for free if somebody wanted to come up there.
He showed up last year and bought something off one of them, didn't he? I think he left with some rods and some bait last year.
No, he did. He did.
I know he bought some rods. I think they were Jeremy's bird eye.
Oh, that's right, he did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get on. Let's do it. Let's do this. I'm ready. I'm ready.
See, our views are already starting to go up.
Yeah.
We see who's popular guy.
We build it and they come.
What's up, y'all?
Hey,
Austin.
Austin, how you doing, brother? Welcome to Carp Talk.
Pretty good. I'm actually fishing right now.
Living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream.
Living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream. Got rods out while I'm talking about carp fishing. Can't beat it.
They ain't frozen, are they?
No. Thankfully, it's warmed up quite a bit, so
That's
it's
good.
only going to get down to about 40 tonight. But the fishing's just been real slow recently.
Oh, that would have been heaven. 40 and
Yeah, well, the weather is, but not the slow fishing.
No, yeah, the slow fishing is. But
Yeah,
I seen the one you
It's
posted.
been like pulling teeth, keep trying to get them to bite this week.
I seen the one you
There's
posted this
only-
morning.
Out of a lot of guys fishing Decker, there's only been a couple of buffalo caught. and I've had several blank days. We only caught one fish over here at Emma Long where I am now.
Was that common that you posted?
It was a 28. It was a very nice fish.
Yeah, it was a pretty fish. Real red. You could tell he was cold.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
cold
definitely.
water.
They're cold right now for sure, and you can hear them out there kind of crashing a little bit, and they're not fully breaking the water.
That's what they was doing.
So you can tell they're pretty cold.
Mm-hmm.
But right after you guys left, we got just a huge amount of rainfall.
Yeah, I seen that.
Decker actually came up over 2 feet.
Wow.
So now the boat ramp's open, and it's just like a whole different animal now.
Back to business.
Water's a lot muddier,
mm-hmm.
and it's cold. Water's like 48, 49 degrees.
Do they do better when the water gets murky like that down there? When it
it messed the fishing up real bad. I went out there on my boat, actually, because now the boat ramp is open.
Mm-hmm.
And I was seeing a lot of fish on the sonar that just were not anywhere near the bottom.
Just hovering
They
around.
were sitting up like within between 3 and 10 feet from the surface.
Wow. Probably
so I think, it was like a 70-degree day, so they were getting warm up there, like up off the bottom.
They were waiting after 10 p.m. after everybody leaves.
Yeah. They probably raced to our baited spot as soon as the gate.
As soon as they get their body temperature up a little bit and a little bait in the water, they got a buffet.
That's right.
Buffet every evening.
Yeah, over there waiting for them, for sure.
But I think they're gone, guys.
yeah. I don't hear beeps anymore. I think we're good.
Ain't heard no bait boats. We're good. We can go eat. Yeah, that's why they call it fishing. That's what I'm telling these guys.
I think also the fish are a little bit confused with the lake hasn't had any outboard motors on it since, last spring pretty much.
Okay.
And now all of a sudden the boat ramp's open and it's packed. There's so many bass guys out there.
Are they catching
I'm
fish?
sure the fish are so confused hearing 100 motors a day going zooming all over the place on top of them.
Are they catching
So that's
bass
probably
there?
not helping things either. Oh yeah, the bass fishing is crazy right now up there.
Oh, I bet the fish are coming. They're playing. If the water was down too, now
Yeah,
the water doesn't.
and the water's come up, so they're all up in the grass, up shallow.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff up there for them to eat now.
Yeah, definitely. One of my friends was out there 2 days ago, and he said he caught 50.
Wow.
Nice.
So it's fishing good for the bass, but the buffalo fishing is a little tough right now. I think it's going to improve, this coming week because we have a lot of warm weather coming in the near future.
Let the weather balance out some.
Yeah, it's been all over the place. It's been hot one minute, cold the next, but thankfully it hasn't been anywhere near as cold as it was when we were fishing 2 weeks ago.
When does the bass? Wow. The buff, what's a great water temperature for the buff start biting really good?
When's the best time to go?
Yeah. Well, no.
Really, well, it's going to improve a lot if we can get up to like 54, 55.
Okay.
Because that's like pre-spawn for them. They start to spawn when it's about 60.
Okay.
And you said
when it starts inching closer to 60, they're going to be either feeding up or getting near those spawning areas.
And you said
then after they spawn, they just feed a ton. So, April and May can be really good months as well.
And you said sometimes they spawn twice there in Texas too, don't they?
Yeah, and sometimes the spawn gets really prolonged because the weather can be all over the place. We'll get a ton of rain 1 minute, and then we'll have a cold snap, and it'll be in the 40s again.
So how long do you think a spawn session lasts?
A spawn?
Yeah, like.
I think it's mainly around the full moons when I've seen them spawning.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's waves of fish that come up, and it lasts maybe 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
Altogether.
They turn up
not all the fish are going to spawn at the same time, and the fish that aren't spawning are still feeding.
Right. Trying to get the
I think the problem we're running into right now is just the water's so cold, they're not feeding for a large part of their day.
Probably eating once a day.
Yeah, exactly. And they're probably picking the time to go feed when no one's out there.
Yeah.
They don't get big for no reason.
In the morning.
Yeah, I mean, there's some huge ones in there.
There's some huge ones. Like I said, the ones I've
there's
seen, and they're pretty average. Ones. Yeah, there's some.
What do you think? Hey, what do you possibly think the biggest that's in there also?
Oh man, dude,
what's the possibility?
There were a couple of high 60s and a 71 caught in the summertime this year. And I mean, that's no spawn egg weight at all. That's no like feeding up for the fall. That's just like
a fish.
So, I mean, sky's the limit as far as I'm concerned. I really do think that someone could catch one that's like high 70, maybe even an 80 in there.
And then fish that big, how much how much weight do you think one that big could put on from spawn?
I mean, there's no telling. I mean, just the amount that they could gain from bait.
True.
Just them eating, they could eat a 5-gallon bucket and gain 5-6 pounds. But they say it's like 10% of their body mass. Well, 10% of their body mass and egg weight, that's like, for a fish that size, that's like, you're talking 7, 8, 9 pounds.
Right. So
that's a lot.
A big difference. So that could push it up to uppers. That 71 could be uppers to 80 pounder.
Exactly. And plus, so many of us are fishing out there, feeding them good bait all the time. They're eating a lot of boilies in there.
Yeah.
And that feeds them for sure.
That was the one thing that surprised me is the amount of boilies that was fished for. I was thinking more of that's how we fish for commons a lot of times.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that kind of shocked me seeing that being a smallmouth buffalo, even though when they're 50 pounds, the smallmouth really ain't that small.
It's because of how they feed.
The presentation.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, and the same, concept as far as flavors and things now.
That's what I'm saying, though. You know what I mean? Because they slip up.
What do you think what is their, besides you chumming, what do you think is their, they like to go after and eat all the time?
So I think those fish at Decker, at least, there's a lot of bloodworms in there. I mean, you'll be reeling in and you'll catch some weeds and there'll just be bloodworms crawling all over it.
Okay.
So I think they do a lot of eating that, and then mussels, clams. There's zebra mussels in there.
Their mouths are stronger than what we think.
Yeah, and then they filter feed to a degree, so they can pretty much gain weight just by breathing. Just by opening and closing their gills, they're gaining weight.
Getting the plankton and stuff out of the water.
Do they feed on other fish?
I think when they get that big, they're just after protein. So anything that's in their way that will fit in their mouth, they're probably going to eat.
I see a lot of walleye guys catching them on jigs and smallmouth guys catching them on little fish, like fish replicated jigs.
Okay. We'll see guys catch them on like slab spoons out here in the summer for bass. And they're always in the mouth, like they're hooked in the lid, so they went for it.
What about some of the fish I've been seeing you post with all the 2-pound test and the 5-pound test and stuff like that?
Oh man,
yeah.
So I actually just got done fishing with that guy 4 days ago. We were on a trip and we absolutely got whooped. It was just not just by the fish, which I don't think we even hooked up on a carp or a buffalo. We hooked up on several catfish.
We did that too.
One really big one, but the weather just didn't play nice for us, and we started at Decker and it didn't work out. We moved spots. Between the first trip and the second trip was when we got that amount of rain. So I showed up that next morning and the lake had risen 2 feet. And suddenly the boat ramp was open and it looked like another world.
Are they still dumping water into Emmalong, into that river there? Do they still do that with the rain?
It's flowing right now. The water's muddy. It's dirty. I think that's why we're not catching as many fish.
It was crystal clear when we was there. You can see all the way down.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see the ledge and everything when we went out there.
So Decker, I went back to my usual spot, fished there. We didn't catch anything, and I was thinking, man, this is gonna be troublesome. And then we decided to abandon the plan and go and fish in the boat like we did the first time, just to kind of have a better chance at landing them, because we thought we're fishing so far out at Decker
Yeah.
That with that 6-pound test, you should have seen the amount of stretch in that line.
I bet.
When we got it out there. Oh man, we tried to break off on a snag one time, and you could walk like several feet
before
with the amount of stretch that it had. So we started fishing from the boat, and we found the fish, and I baited, and it was like the fish just completely ignored all the bait we put down.
What's the temperature right now?
All day. The water was like 47, 48 when we were doing that. So it was cold. You know, they were just kind of sitting there. And you could see them on the forward-facing sonar, and they were just kind of swim slowly away from the boat. They wouldn't really get out of the way super quick. But you knew they weren't bass. They were just too large to be anything but buffalo.
Right.
But it was neat seeing them. There were a lot around on the other side of the lake. Like where, you know, there's only bank access on that one side.
Okay.
And they were on the other side, kind of where the power station the outflow used to be. Now they've shut that plant down, so there's no more warm water there.
So it's not a warm water discharge anymore there?
Not anymore, no. They shut it down in 2020.
Oh.
So it's actually not hot over there. It's the same temp coming out as it is going in. But the interesting thing is there were a bunch of fish around that old outflow. So I think they remember that the water was warm up there.
Probably.
But it just isn't right now.
Right.
They make some kind of movement because we're not seeing as many fish crashes down there as we were.
People on.
But man, we got our rig set up on the spots I baited.
Yeah.
And I've been taking all my bait out with a bait boat, and y'all that came down saw me using the bait boat, and I'm taking it pretty far out.
Yeah.
Well, I was taking it out, and a bass boat ran in between my boat and my bait boat, and it cut my line.
Oh no.
And it was really foggy that morning, and I guess no one could really see anything. So he cut the line, and we lost all the line on that reel.
Yeah, because that had my reel almost bare.
Did you get the boat back?
Yeah, so we were down to 3, and
He
then
just cut his line.
and it was like just we sat there all day and didn't get anything.
Luckily, though, it didn't drag your boat down and sink the boat.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I could have lost the bait boat for sure, and I was thinking it was going to run straight into it.
Yeah, that was
I was like, man, that's about to be $700 down the drain if you run straight into it. But
yeah.
Hey,
thankfully, you missed it.
for you people out there on Facebook, if you guys got any questions for Austin or Ricky or even us, just go ahead and feel free to type it and ask the questions, and we'll let Austin know or Rick.
Definitely.
So, but what's the weather like right down there right now, bud?
Man, it's pretty nice. It's probably about 55.
Okay.
That's
Nice.
perfect fishing.
Yeah, it's good camping weather for sure.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a lot of action. We've been getting maybe 2 catfish a night, and then we got 1 carp about 2 o'clock in the morning last night. My client finished his trip up today, so I'm just out here fishing, just on my own tonight.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Who was all with you?
Yeah, I was fishing with my friend Peter Rate. He's from the Dallas area.
Okay.
He was coming out hoping to get a 50-pound buffalo, and
That's
unfortunately
everybody's
the 50-pound buffalo just didn't play this trip.
Yeah.
Now the anglers that comes down there a lot, are they mainly carp anglers or are they buff anglers? Or is it just something they want to get off their bucket list?
The people that come and fish with me usually want to go and catch buffalo.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I rarely get clients that want to come down and specifically catch carp, and usually I take them to different lakes.
Okay.
Like, Lake Austin is good because you can go for all 3. And so sometimes I get people that just want to go for anything they can catch, and that's a good place to take them for that. But you know, if you want a buffalo, I definitely would go to Decker right now.
Nice.
That's a beautiful
That's
lake,
the place.
What about Ladybird? I've heard a lot about that.
Ladybird is good. It's mainly for common carp.
Mm-hmm.
But man, there's a lot of like high 20s and 30s in there right now. So if you want to go and break your PB common, that's a really good place. And there's even fish over 40 in that lake.
That was just like a dam away from us, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was just one. It was about 6 miles from where we were staying.
That ain't bad. Which I think
just one little dam. But it fishes very similar to how Lake Austin fishes. It's a no motor lake, so there's not as much boat traffic. But there's lots of kayaks, and there's also rowing teams that practice out there. So that can create problems at times. You know, they'll run across your line while you're taking your bait boat out or something.
Oh, yeah.
Or you'll cast and they'll catch your line because it hasn't sunk down yet. Or people will just run into it because they're oblivious. But
you're actually fishing?
It's really cool place to fish because you're basically in downtown Austin.
Yeah, it was a beautiful city. That's what I was telling us.
Yeah, it's a cool city.
It's a very cool
city. We got
city.
to see a lot of it driving back and forth.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice. Like I said, it's probably one of the nicest areas I think I've ever been in. A lot of deer in the campground. That was the cool thing, driving through the campground every morning and evening.
Yeah, y'all saw that melanistic one, too.
Yeah, we seen one that was all black, like a chocolate deer. I mean, it was just black. Really? Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Not too many big deer, but there was a lot of deer. I mean, everywhere.
Yeah.
That, and I think they were feeding them Egyptian geese in front of my tent every morning. I think they
they
would come about 6:37 every morning.
They come by every single day I've been here.
And they pant like dogs. You'll hear them outside your tent.
Really?
You'll hear these little birds panting. You think it's a little ankle biter dog is what it sounds like. But it's these geese.
As soon as that sun comes up, they just appear, and there's about 10 geese waiting to be fed.
Mm-hmm. And they're very, I mean, they're not aggressive or not like our Canadian geese. But,
no.
Yeah,
I was amazed that they were still there when it was so cold.
Oh, they was there every morning. I think they.
Yeah, I mean, it was like.
Did you guys drop
18,
any bait or anything?
19 degrees, and they were still outside, just all huddled in a ball.
Yeah, Sean thought it was funny to feed them outside of my bivvy every morning. They're out there quiet. He took a picture and sent it to me.
Everywhere.
Yeah, they're on the cooler. They're all surrounding my thing, waiting for me to wake up and give them more food.
See, now they keep jumping in my inflatable boat.
They were there.
They've like claimed it as their own.
They were following him around when he go chum. They'd go out there and we scoop it out. And they try to get as much as they could before it hit the bottom.
Yeah, they're getting to where they're trying to eat it out of the bait boat.
They're trying to chase it down. And
they're trying to catch up to it.
They were eating everything. Every time I reel in, I'd make sure I put my hook on my pole. That way they didn't
jump over and
grab
it.
Oh, that could be a bad situation.
I seen it coming. I was like, man, if I don't hook this back in the eye, I said, it's something's going to eat it, and I'm going to end up with a duck or a goose on my line.
So when Ricky here caught his buffalo, that largest buffalo.
It wasn't the largest of the trip. It was my largest.
Yeah, your
largest.
Mike got the other largest.
He got 50.4.
50.4. He said his arm was tired. How far did you have that?
My arm was tired just to reel my pole in.
Way far.
Yeah, like was that?
The particular rod that Ricky caught that one on, man, that was way over 200 yards out there. I bet you it was like 230.
I recorded it on my phone, and it's just an old iPhone, but you couldn't see the boat no more. I mean, you lost the boat, and I was zoomed all the way in. I said it don't have the Android zoom, but yeah, you couldn't see the boat.
So how long did it actually take for you to bring that buff in, you think?
I recorded Mike when he caught his. He got snagged up with one, and I recorded. He fought for it was almost 6 minutes. He fought it. It got in the snag. I stopped recording. He played with it for a little bit. He finally just like let his drag loose, and it didn't do nothing. He gave about 5 minutes, then he closed his drag. He walked back up on the hill, and he's able to pull it down or whatever it was. I started recording again, and then that next video was a little over 3 minutes before it hit the net. So I'm saying anywhere between 10, 15 minutes.
So was these your rods or his rods?
They were my rods that I got them on.
Okay, and what was your test line on that?
Oh, 15.
15?
And it was mono. They all use braid down there.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. That was
braid.
one of my first experiences using mono since I've been taking them out that far.
Right.
And it was interesting to say the least. I wouldn't advise using mono for that, but it worked.
It did.
We got that fish in fine.
Yeah, like I said,
we got all those catfish in fine.
Yeah, that was the cream corn.
I was gonna ask you about like, is it real snaggy out there?
Where we was fishing in Emma Long, about 20 foot out, it's just a ledge. It goes out 5, 6 foot, and then it just kind of drops down, and you
Like
getting it up over that
like
ledge.
sandy bottoms or.
That ledge was the hardest thing because there's a weed bed on that ledge, and if you could get over that ledge, you were all right. But if you got snagged on that ledge, or the fish runs you on that ledge, it's like I said with the mono. I think I lost more reef than anybody from that ledge.
Yeah,
but
definitely. I think you were getting cut by the mussels.
I definitely was, but I was also able to fish when it got cold too. My reels wasn't froze like the braid.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we were having problems with the braid.
It would stick to itself,
and it
like
would freeze solid on the spool. And then we tried to go cast it, and it wouldn't come off.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking of.
Or if it did come off, it'd come off in a big ball, like a big bird.
Yeah. I had a PVA stick end up in a tree, and then I had another one end up on the ground next to me, and I was just like, "This is too much."
Hey, you live and you learn.
And I realized I couldn't use the bait boat because if it got wet and it splashed up on the hoppers, it wouldn't open.
So I heard Ricky lost his canopy too. How was that experience?
It was.
I was not there.
That was
the
first night before he got there.
I did warn them very heavily about the wind because I had come on my boat earlier that day to pre-bait.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was not. It looked like a perfectly tranquil evening. There was no wind. It was glass calm
until midnight.
I was thinking, is the forecast right? And it was right.
It was dead on. It showed that little wind sign about
I heard it all night outside my house, just like.
Wow.
It was like blowing the door out of my hand in my truck. How
fast do you think that wind was?
I was thinking, man, those guys are out there in it.
Yeah, like I said, I thought I was.
And then I came back and saw the aftermath the next morning. I was thinking, man,
I was out there.
I was not there.
I was out there with no socks, no shoes on. I was out there in shorts and t-shirt in the wind, trying to, because it was leaned up.
32:15. Third fish caught. About 12 hours into the session.
On bottom feeder, flavored corn and carp cocaine.
Yep. My PB fell to bottom feeder baits again.
Rick's tent. I'm trying to get it apart to where it ain't tearing nobody up. Get my cooler and my food back over.
That's fun.
Then I was up after that, so I get back in my tent and just listen to the wind. I'm just listening to it roar. Like I said, every time I'd hear it roar twice, and then the whole thing would just shake. So I'm holding on to the umbrella part, trying to hope it don't blow away. I'm like, man.
So do you have a heater?
Yeah, I had a heater. We had electricity, so.
Once it got cold, we were all just huddled in the tent.
I said there wasn't a whole lot of socializing. I think we had two nights where we sat by the fire.
Not when it was in the 20s, for sure.
Well, the couple of nights I caught fish, I looked at the wind chill and took pictures. It was 1 degree, and one night was 2 degrees. I was like, holy cow.
See, I was telling my wife about that. She said, it don't get cold in Texas. I'm like, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It was when the Indiana guys went.
We don't typically get that.
We brought it with us.
Yeah, they was trying to get away from the cold, and they ran it back into it again.
Yeah, I think they brought it with them.
I think we did. Man, we got home. We were so cold, we didn't even unload the trailer that morning when we got back. We left it till Sunday morning.
Wow. Oh, no way.
Yeah, it was cold when we got home. I think it was like negative wind chills, like negative 15 or negative 20. It was, and there was like a couple inches of snow on the ground.
That's awful.
All right, who's got some questions for Austin?
Throw some questions out here, man.
I know y'all got a couple questions.
I mean, you guys are carp anglers. You guys should be throwing that questions left and right, but not unless you guys are professionals. So, you guys are professionals, don't ask for questions.
And he is a professional.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, you guys, I'd definitely be taking up talking to Austin Anderson. Man, he's
yes, I said it's a blessing being able to pick his brain for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely learned a lot. Like I said, it's when you go that far from home, it's Not a whole lot changed, but there's definitely some changes, like I said, that make the difference.
So who are you down there with now?
He's by himself.
Yeah.
I'm just by myself now.
He's just fishing.
Have you caught anything at all?
Since my client left, I've caught 2 catfish. And I was stoked earlier because I caught a fish during the day. That typically doesn't happen here, but it was a catfish. But
The one buffalo I caught there was during the day.
yeah.
Do you ever go home?
I do go home. Thankfully, I have a couple days off coming up, so I'm going to be going back home and staying in my own bed for a couple of days, which is nice.
You don't have pets,
But
do you?
yeah, lately I've been on the bank way more than I've been home for sure.
I said you can't beat that though. That's
You gotta
that's
have
living the
I don't
dream.
think. Are
Yeah,
you married or anything?
I think
Austin?
those park staff
Single
at Decker are concerned that I live there now.
Start running
I'm
you
starting
off.
to see the same people every day, and I mean, they're starting to ask questions.
I think, there's that homeless guy there again.
Yeah, you're taking a shower.
Yeah, I think the people at Emma probably think the same thing.
They're like, man, this dude is always here. I can't never get that spot.
Are you guys fishing at the same spot that we was at?
I'm over here on 8 this time.
Okay, so you're just a little down from where we was.
Yeah, it's really the same kind of spots. Like that far spot I was boating the rigs to.
Yeah.
I'm still taking the rigs to the same spot.
Just from
So it's not that far away. It's
No.
just a little bit further.
Yeah, and I remember looking at 7. I remember 7 looked real nice over there too. It was wide open.
Yeah, definitely. My client was on 7, and I was on 8. And then he was just fishing all of the rods last night and the night before.
There you go.
He had the receivers, and he wasn't waking me up for the catfish, so I got a very restful couple nights of sleep. And he later informed me that he was kept up by beeping every 2 minutes the whole night.
Hey, that sounds like my experience.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, man, that sounds similar to what y'all were telling me.
I woke up a couple nights.
I was all cozy in the trailer. I couldn't hear anything.
I woke up a couple nights. Your rods was dangling on the frozen and dangling on the bank sticks.
Yeah, I almost lost a couple rods for sure.
Paul Swinder said
Saved the
7 is
day.
his favorite site.
7 is nice. I like 7. It was wide open. I mean, it's a beautiful place. It's the same stretch of river. I think they all have the same potential.
Yeah, I think
It's just
they're
as
all
far as
kind
the
of
trees,
the same
I mean,
as far as the
overhanging.
fishing goes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Go. I'm
What
sorry.
was that?
So what is that? Well, you was talking about. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but what exactly do you chum with all down there?
A lot of corn and boilies.
Corn and boilies.
Crack corn, bird seed,
Gotcha.
hemp seed, tiger nuts. Really just any particle baits and boilies.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I also use a lot of range cubes.
Range cubes. I love range cubes.
And right now it's so cold, I'm mostly using PVA sticks on the rods.
What do you think the PVA sticks? What exactly do you put in there? Like just more boilies and.
Mostly it's like sweet feed pellets, crumbed up boilies, and then panko with a little bit of cream style corn. I'm putting some flavor in there as well. Really, I don't know if I can tell you what's been working because I haven't caught a lot of fish this week, but definitely like nutty, like almond is kind of what I'm using. And then lately, since we got all this rain, I'm using kind of stronger flavors to pull them in this muddier water, like pineapple.
Do you think that
I was using a strawberry banana this week. That was doing me pretty good, at least for the catfish.
You tried anything oily to see if that might help?
I've used a few, but the water's just so cold. I need some hemp oil.
Mm-hmm.
All the oil I have with me is all solid.
I know when we was boating it out, or when I was spotting out there, I had so much hemp oil in my stuff. You can actually mark your spot because you see oil slick on top of the water.
Can see it.
And when you drop it on the boat, you can see the oil slick. They would just leave it, and then that would give you a target to hit every time you was bombing.
Yeah.
Last time we talked to you, Austin, you was getting ready to get a new sponsor, which you do now have a good.
Official now.
Yes, congratulations!
So we can talk about it.
Thank you.
Man, that's I'm excited for you. That's man.
That's
great.
a, hey,
Yes,
that's a.
definitely. I'm very excited to to have the relationship with Keith that I do, and very, very proud to be using his baits.
Yeah, that's what I told these guys. I was pretty impressed with all the goodies you had and all the bottles with no names.
Yeah, I heard y'all talking about it. And, I definitely got the hookup on a couple of the stuff. A lot of that stuff y'all saw is either on the website or it's coming soon.
Okay.
There's I just talked to Keith yesterday about some new flavors that are about to hit the shelves, and they sound like they're going to be absolutely amazing.
I think Mike probably already has 3 of all of them coming.
Yeah. I don't have 2 of them. I don't have yet, but I do have one of them. That one that was changing colors that you were talking about. That one's pretty special.
That one was nice.
Yeah, it's like Ricky was looking at it, and I said, "Just wait, shake it." And he shook it. I mean, it turns neon orange.
That's crazy.
What color is it when you don't shake it?
Almost like it. This is completely. What color is it when you don't shake it? I know it's a different. Almost clear.
Yeah, it was like almost like a tan.
It was completely different.
It's all that whatever that orange is gets down at the bottom, but when you mix it into your bait, it gets evenly distributed around.
That's wow.
It's crazy stuff. You just got to make sure you shake it up.
Yeah, shake it up.
Yeah, you can tell.
Pickups.
Something. Be good about anything. I think you wanted to use it in.
Yeah, something different. Ricky, you want to pick a number, man? Just look and get the giveaway going.
Yeah, sure. What's going to do good? Yeah. I said something over here.
Man, I don't know what you said. Spit it out.
Yeah, okay. What's in the drink?
You didn't have a nap, did you?
No, I didn't. See? Dude, I was like 11:30 last night making the car.
You're making me sleepy just thinking about
it. Oh my gosh, I was up. I mean, I was making carp crack last night. Then day before that, I was making a carp cocaine. And I'm like so behind.
He has a contact.
Yeah, I'm like so behind. I'm not going to have nothing else. I'm just pack baits out there when I go to the. I mean, I'm not going to have no kicks. I'm not going to have no corn. I'm just going to have pack baits only. So, yeah. I need some help. That's what I need.
So help's hard to find. That's
what are you hiring?
You
got 15 people watching right now.
I got some bait to give.
That will work for bait.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Pick a number. You go ahead.
Where's the range from?
No, go ahead.
1 in 1,000.
1 in 1,000. Okay.
You can do 1 in 1,000. Just go ahead and pick a number.
We got some
tournament blend.
Bag of tournament blend, and
we got some wild water Tyler nuts, some leader, some leads, not leads, but
shock leader.
Yeah, shock leader, and then obviously you can make
that's the red leader.
So Tommy's aftermath stuff.
That stuff is from Jim Donald.
From Jim Donald, Westside Bait Tackle.
That is from Westside.
That's gold right there. That's gold.
Me and Stephen Israel went over and he bought a bunch of stuff or whatever, and Jim gave me a bunch of stuff.
And like Jim, like the missing Bigfoot. Spot him here and there.
I seen him. I just seen him. He said you'll see him.
He'll be here.
He'll be at the Chile.
He pops up every year.
I've seen him probably about a week. I don't know. It's probably been about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Yeah. I was just driving down the street and boom, there he was. We stopped and talked to each other.
All right. So what's the number?
Can't tell you.
No, okay. 1 through what?
Between 1 and 1,000.
1 and 1,000.
I'm sorry, 0 and 1,000.
0 and 10,000. So you guys start.
1,000.
Boom. Hit it. Go now. Throw some numbers out. If you got a question for Austin or Rick,
go ahead and ask.
Tell him how his experience was. Tell him ask him what his common carp was. There you go. What was your common carps?
He caught 3 different fish down there. Let's talk about all 3.
Yeah, let's talk about all 3 fish.
Y'all talk about that.
I got like 5 different species, but the other ones were negative. Yeah. They counted as negative.
Yeah, the catfish.
But they were definitely eating.
I don't think the flathead did, at least. That's
Sean caught the flathead. And I caught a blue. I caught about a 20-pound blue that was so fat that you couldn't even roll it on the side. It just laid on its stomach. I was like, that's what's eating all our chum.
Yeah. That's one of the only places I've seen that those blues will take a board.
Okay.
It was the Ronnie rig is what I caught that one on.
Okay.
Yeah, the catfish was tearing that Ronnie rig up. They were down
yeah.
They were down there
You were
gnawing
reeling
on my
it in all
pop-ups.
night.
Paul Swinder said he seen a fantail come from campsite 7
Nice.
at Emma.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of I've actually seen a fantail mirror from here as well.
That'd be cool.
Several years ago. And there's been a couple of koi back in the day.
Between all
One
of
time
us.
I caught a goldfish here.
How big was that?
And it was about 6 pounds. That was a way long time ago, like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think all the commons we had, I think we only had a couple under 20, and they were like 4 or 5 pounds. And then we had 5 or 6 over 20. 27-14,
Yeah.
I think was the biggest. 20-14, I think was the smallest 20, and then all the rest of them were like mid-20s.
Oh wow. So how much?
Yeah, all solid ones.
How many fish all totaled all together that you caught?
Man, I was probably negative with all the catfish.
Right.
I definitely was negative with all the catfish.
Do you, Austin, when you're down there with your clients, do you fish too?
I only fish if my clients want me to fish.
Yeah.
So like, at least for the trip that we're talking about, I wasn't fishing. I was mainly just putting rigs on rods, taking rigs out, putting bait in. I was working the whole time.
Yeah, we were always working
I
all
didn't want to be reeling them in, but every now and then a client will, want to fish with their own gear, want me to fish alongside.
Yeah.
And I only really do if I'm invited,
Okay. Huh. If I ever make a trip down there, I wouldn't mind you fishing with me. That'd be kind of cool.
Okay.
Cool as hell.
Yeah, that's always it's always fun when I get to just.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. You never know what that bite's gonna be.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's why they call it fishing. That's the whole anticipation.
Exactly.
Not knowing when that next one's going to be.
Yep.
Huh.
I think I got 3 buffs total while I was
3
there.
buffs?
Thank you. Yeah. I think the smallest
Yeah,
one was
you're
like
lucky
11
to get
20.
one in Lake Austin too.
Yeah, I got the only one from the campsite. The first day they went
Yeah.
to Decker, I was too tired to do anything. I just stayed at the campsite.
Yeah.
Just happy I didn't blow away.
Yeah, that first day we had was
Pick
we
them
caught
numbers.
some, but man, it was cold that one day.
0
Yeah,
to 1,000.
the 2 days that I went, it was the day that was less likely to catch fish is when we caught the fish, and the day we thought we was going to catch
the
fish.
day
was
that I
like,
told them, man, this is going to be the day, we blanked that day.
The day before, when I think it was like 40, low 40s, and pretty chilly, I think we had 5 or 6 rounds that day.
We had 6 runs, landed 5,
Yeah.
Keep on throwing numbers out, guys.
which is really for this time of year. That's an awesome day. For,
Like I said, I knew the
one
weather. That change in the weather, that affects fishing. I don't care where you're at. When you get a big drastic
Oh, yeah,
change and they
absolutely.
haven't seen it. I said, usually in my experiences, they shut down. I know sometimes people have a good experience if they catch them right before the change. They'll usually, fish are smart. They'll start feeding and they'll prepare. They'll know that change is coming, so they're smarter than we are. So
Definitely.
and they don't get that big by not being smart.
Yeah, and these fish are old too.
Yeah, I remember you
I'd
were
really
saying.
like to know how old
Yeah, that's what I was curious
some of these
about.
40, 50s. So I did recently get a message from Texas Parks and Wildlife, and they were reaching out to me that they're going to do a buffalo study on Decker Lake.
Oh wow, nice.
So they're actually going to figure out how old these fish are, and they're open to possibly putting some protection in on it,
Really?
as far as like bow fishing. But they have to get some findings, some data to support that.
Yeah, to prove how
So
old
they're
the fish are.
actually going to turn to us carp anglers, and I'm actually in the near future going to start tagging every fish I catch,
Okay, that's cool.
just so we can figure out how many of these are recaptures. And Texas Parks and Wildlife is going to be giving me the tags to put in the fish.
That'd be nice.
Because
Yeah, that's going to be really neat. I really want to know how many times these fish are caught, by more than one person.
But you said you guys very rarely get recaptures from there as far as the pictures.
Yeah, that we know as far, we don't catch fish that have fresh-looking hook holes in their mouth. No, we carp anglers take really good care of our fish, and sometimes you really can't tell.
That's what I was going to say. These fish, they're so pristine. I didn't see any markings. And a lot of them have very similar scale patterns versus like common carp. Almost all common carp have some type of identifying mark on them to where you can tell them apart.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you can match the scales up. Buffs are a lot harder. A lot of the time their scales are just all the same.
Yeah, I noticed the one I caught, it was like almost white, and then the edges of the scales had like a green tint to them where it just like reflected in the sun. It was a beautiful fish for sure. I definitely know if we had them here in Indiana, I'd probably fish for them more than anything else.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, they're fun. They have a special place in my heart for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely
They're
a
cool
species.
fish.
Like I said, up until that trip, I think the biggest I've ever caught was on the White River, and it was probably 3 or 4 pounds. I mean, little bitty guy. So I definitely blew my PB on the water. Every fish I caught.
Lazy L, you never caught that Lazy L?
Nope, never.
You don't really care for Lazy L.
Never fished there.
Oh, you never did?
I ain't never fished there either.
We went there once, and then we got
there?
kicked out because the park was closed during COVID.
That's kind of kick-ass little pond, I think.
I'm more
Pick
for
them
one
numbers,
big fish
0
than
to
most of
1,000,
fish.
0 to 1,000.
Somebody's really, really close.
Yeah, somebody was really, really close. He said, Tia. Quit cheating, James.
I'm not saying nothing.
Somebody was really, really close. It was Tia.
I didn't say that.
You said Tia.
No, I said Tia.
She heard him.
She heard him.
She heard him.
But anyway, now they're all going to be like looking ahead. I don't know too much about buff fishing too much, but is
says the buff medallion.
Yeah. Oh, I got that.
I'm not here to toot my horn or anything.
Yeah, Mr. Medallion.
That was a pretty awesome experience. That's and I'll take autographs later.
You think my medallion?
I got a medallion. But is a buff an invasive species?
Buffs are native.
Is it a native? Okay, I wasn't quite sure if it was.
Yeah, buffs are 100% native. They've always been in Texas.
Okay, sweet.
And they're native to the rivers, so they're not actually stocked in these lakes. They just flooded the rivers, and the buffalo start breeding in the lakes.
I think it's rigged.
Everybody is gonna think it's rigged.
It's definitely rigged.
It's not rigged.
We have a winner. We have a winner.
Who was it?
It was your wife, Tia.
Damn it, Tia.
Nah, James like texted and was like, "Hey,
I didn't text
I really want these fake
I didn't text him.
I really can't afford to give a bag of tournament.
No, he's the one that picked the number. Congratulations, Tia Spalding. You have won.
Yeah, that's why I asked. I seen him over there texting her. That's all.
I didn't text. I didn't do nothing. That's all on her.
Nah, congratulations, Tia.
Good job.
Way to get in there and win your man some shit.
It was 24.
Yeah, it was 24, you guys.
Yeah.
Tia was the first one that said it. She said 25 earlier, and James was like, Tia.
Take her home a bag of bait?
Yeah. That's, we'll take that. We'll take some of that, but if someone wants to throw another game out for another tournament blend, that's fine too.
We'll do one between 1 and 100.
1 and 100. We'll throw another tournament blend. Congratulations, Tia Spalding. Love you. Okay, so what number you got now?
No, back up. You can't. Congratulations, you done one. You can't win twice. This is for the bag of tournament blend. Between 1 and 100. 1 and 100.
1 and 100. Who's up there? I think you got your speaker on.
Yeah, maybe.
Mine's down.
Yeah, if anybody's got any more questions for Austin, please let us know.
Or Ricky.
Or
Ricky.
James.
Or me.
Since James is a medallion holder now.
Yeah, he does have a medallion.
Again, I don't want to brag. But I do got a medallion. Yeah, that was a good fight.
What is your medallion for?
Buff.
How big was your buff?
31.
31 what?
8.
31.
Where'd you catch that?
Cataract.
What'd you catch it on?
What kind of fishing line was you using?
Did you have a fishing license when you
I
caught
caught
it?
on tournament
He
one.
probably
Yes, I
did.
did have a fishing license.
That ain't what the guy in Lemon said. When
Yeah, they ain't what the guy that caught the fish said.
I got my fishing license before he actually.
They ain't what the guy said that really caught the fish.
I don't know, they let you take a picture with
Yeah.
the fish.
He said
That was very nice
he
of
said
him.
he said he cost you $50.
That's very nice of him too.
Yeah, see, we get happy about a 31-pound buff here in Indiana. That's
we're
very
happy.
rare. It's hard to fathom 40,
Especially
50,
coming
and
from
60
really,
pound
I mean, they're in
pounder.
there though. But it ain't nothing like that 31 that James caught.
see it. You can't-
No, I don't
He's trying to peep.
Yeah. James is that 31 he caught. That's a big buff.
for here in
And it
Indiana.
was in a little fish lake. Well, a lake known for little fish.
Yeah, known for little fish.
I
Well,
bet
there's
you-
little ones. There's big
I bet,
ones.
yeah, I'm pretty sure there's probably
Wow.
a bigger one in there.
Oh, I've heard some bigger buffs in there. The commons, though, are all 3 or 4 pounds.
Yeah.
I've only seen a handful that was over in their mid-teens from that lake.
What's
Man,
the grassies you have over there, Austin? What's the
Caught
biggest
one over
grassy
there.
that you've seen over
so
there?
I had a client catch a 58-14
Wow, Jesus.
here at Emma Long one time.
It's a pig.
Yeah,
That is
So there's some big ones.
I got a
There's
58
the
11
really
here.
big 50s are rare. You don't
21
really see them as much anymore.
Right.
They're more around like 20 to 40 pounds right now.
I think the one I caught was around 30. It was too cold to weigh it. Like I said, that was one of the coldest fish. Like I said, here in Indy, it has to be like 100 degrees where you can catch them. You got to sit out in the sun. And I caught that one. I think the wind chill was 2 degrees when I caught that fish. It was so
Wow.
cold I didn't even weigh it though. But it was really, really long. It's probably one of the longest ones I've caught.
I wish you waited.
It was too cold.
Yeah, they
to
look like
worry about
river
it.
fish
It felt
for
like
sure.
2 degrees.
Hey, Chris Hollingsworth said, so if it's so cold, why not switch to a more alcohol-based flavor instead of a oil base?
Well, the air was really, really cold, but the water.
The water was the
had been-
warmest thing there.
The temperatures
weird
had
there.
actually been in the 70s up until that cold snap. So the water was still, 55, 54. It really wasn't that cold.
And I only
Now-
recommended the oil base
Now,
for the cloudy
like
water.
right now, the water's colder now than it was during that, and I am using alcohol-based flavors.
I
now.
tried alcohol-based flavors when I was there too. I tried alcohol and regular.
Yeah, just it pays to mix it up
Come on,
sometimes.
burn
I've
them
actually
numbers up.
found
Burn
when
them
it's
numbers
really
up.
cold, no flavor can be really good.
Yep, plain sweet corn and panko.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to use a lot of bread. And
Mm-hmm.
it's, bread is actual hook bait, and then panko pack bait.
Because I was reading up on it, and they said the bread, they lack a lot of carbohydrates when it gets cold like that, and that's what maintains their weight and keeps them functioning.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why
That's why
bread's
sweet
usually
corn's so good when
sweet
it's
corn
cold
and
as
bread,
well.
full of carbohydrates for them.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I fish in the winter here, that's all I use is.
What would
panko
you
and sweet
say that the percentage of the alcohol would be in it if he was using alcohol?
corn. He
bait?
wants to drink it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the actual
Me and the fish
percentage, but I
gonna
know
be
you'd be feeling
Put my
pretty
cigar in
tipsy
it.
if you drank a couple bottles of that.
Bring it on, man. A little moonshine with that.
I know.
Yeah,
I was-
I mean, Keith has got a couple of flavors that do have some alcohol in them.
Yeah.
I was
The
fishing.
Peach Shine is one of the ones. I wouldn't be drinking that one. you might be a little intoxicated if you drink that one.
I was fishing a hot water discharge, and it was Columbia, Tennessee, off the Columbia River, and I had a flavor. The bottle flavor didn't have alcohol in it, but I had a spray version of that flavor, and it had alcohol in it. And I would dip my hook baits in the flavor, and I wasn't catching nothing. And I switched to that spray, and that alcohol, them fish loved that alcohol that was in that spray.
And
And like I said, it was a hot water
it
discharge.
leaks
It was
out
warm
better.
water.
They can smell it better when the water's cold.
But I tried both, like same rig, same everything. The only difference was I would spray the alcohol based on there versus dipping it in the other one, and the one with alcohol would go every time. I never got a run on the one that didn't have alcohol in it.
Paul Swinder said dip some boilies in some Jack Daniels Tennessee Fire.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That or Bailey's.
James is like, hell yeah, I suck on them balls.
Oh, you did not say that
Oh, Tennessee.
on live Facebook. Oh, God. Sorry.
He's like, got me. Okay. I'm gonna try
These
this.
nuts! That's fine. Fine. All right.
So I guess James has already tried those.
Yeah, he
No.
said, he said they don't work.
I did not.
And them cats human. I don't know. I think I was telling them down there about the boilies. I said Jimmy Sneed's the only one I know that'll eat boilies more than the fish.
Oh, Jim.
He'll sit there and pull one out of the bag. I don't care what flavor it is. I think I've seen him taste them
Feed
all.
it to Mikey. Mikey eat anything.
That's Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy. Feed to Jimmy.
Man, some of you guys are kind of close to this number.
Yeah, bring it on.
Pretty close.
Yeah, there's a couple of hits up there, even earlier.
So Ricky, when you brought that common in, was it the same distance?
No, when we was fishing Emma, we didn't fish nearly as far. Decker was the only lake I really fished at distance like that and caught fish.
All right.
Everything else was, I mean, it was still a decent cast, but it wasn't, nothing crazy.
Now, you told me this, all right, but for the viewers that haven't seen it, now I know we got a lot of carp anglers out there watching and everything, but what's the difference? How do you feel between a common carp fight between a buffalo bite?
It was so cold when we was there. They both were lethargic. But the buffalo that I caught, it literally felt like you was like tied up to a bulldozer on the bottom of the lake. And it just went where it wanted.
And your lines are just screaming.
And you're just there for the ride. I mean, it at some point, it feels like you're snagged up. They're so big and heavy.
Did you guys catch all your fish at nighttime?
No. All the ones came from Deckers during the day.
Okay.
A lot of all the commons and grass carp and stuff were all caught during the night. And then all my buffs were caught during the day. And I caught one reeling in at Decker. I didn't even know he was on there. He beeped it a couple of times, and then he was there when I reeled it in. And honestly, I thought it had a big grass patch. I thought I was reeling the grass patch in from 200 yards, but I got it in. And there was another one I didn't weigh, but it's probably high 20s, maybe a low 30.
We do got a winner. We do have a winner.
Yep.
Paul Swinder.
Oh, Paul Swinder.
82.
82 was
82.
the number. 82 was the number. Get a hold of James and we'll get this tournament blend to you.
Give it and I'll melt to you, whatever. If you're coming to chili meat, just pick one up.
Yep.
Yep.
How many people's coming to the chili meet that's watching?
Man, Austin, I would love to see you come to that.
Man, if
I want to try to make it next year.
Yeah.
Next year, if I was you, I'd try.
I fly, not drive.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
really,
gonna
I would
take y'all's word for it.
I would come down, I'd set up a booth if I was him next year and take pre-orders on
You get a lot of
trips.
business. I told him
that'd be cool.
there's a lot of people here that's their bucket, that's their dream to be able to go down there and fish.
Absolutely.
And just to be able to have the setup and stuff like that, that's what it's
I mean, I know I can really help people out that are coming that don't want to bring all their equipment and drive down like y'all did.
Yeah.
I can save a lot of trouble. I mean, I can even pick you up from the airport and take you straight to the hotel and come get you in the morning before we go fishing.
When you seen these guys bring their own equipment and all that stuff, did you laugh?
Hey, equipment.
You're like,
Oh, you
sucker.
full of stuff.
Are you serious? I got all the stuff right here. You guys.
Well, it makes it easier on me, so I'm usually not complaining. But I do have it all.
That and you ain't got to worry about somebody tearing up your gear. That's the one.
Exactly, and like what we were doing for since we were going to Decker during the day, we would use my set of rods and him along, and then we'd take their sets of rods to Decker, so we didn't have to keep unloading stuff from the truck.
Yeah, that definitely helped out then to be able to come. Because I know a lot of the other guys, it was too cold. They were cast out and they wasn't getting back up once it got cold. But I couldn't sleep through beeping. I'm like, man, we're 19 hours away from home. I got to get up and check these poles.
Yeah, might as well do some fishing.
Yeah, even though it took me 10 minutes to bundle up, the fish was probably downriver before I got out. But
Still got
Yeah, we
them.
caught fish every night.
Caught fish every night. We did. And we got one, either like a grassy, a common, and channel every night.
Yeah, and some nice channels too.
Yeah, we
Not
definitely
just
could have had
tiny
a fish
ones.
fry. For sure.
Yeah.
I know if you don't get them, and that's what mainly I started getting up a little faster, because if you let them little channel casts go, man, they'll make a weave. They'll tie a spider web with your line. They'll crisscross. They'll go under, over, sideways.
They don't even care at that
They
point.
don't, man. We rode one in. I seen all the lines doing like this, and it literally looked like a spider web going back out. I just started pulling rigs in by hand and cutting them and tying them back on. I mean, little
I had
catfish
another
wipe some
trip
stuff out.
right after y'all's trip at that same spot, and I ended up pulling in a couple of y'all's rigs.
They're probably mine.
From one of those that it cut on the bottom of it.
I would guarantee you, like I said, I lost probably 10, 15 rigs on that ledge.
That was my next question. How many rigs did you think you lost?
Probably 10 or 15. But like I said, I wasn't fishing with braid. They was able to pull their braid. I actually have cuts on the back of my hand from pulling my line getting snagged up.
The braid was getting off the bottom faster.
It was getting off the bottom a lot faster to get up over that ledge. If you don't get over that ledge, and then the lake above us would discharge water every evening from about, it seemed like it got later as the nights went on.
Yeah.
But anywhere from like 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. you get a current coming this way, and then it'd come back the other way, so your rods would beep, beep, like slowly. And we was fishing with 4 ounce, and it was still just pull it down slowly.
Yeah,
to the
one
point.
of the times it was coming out so strong it was taking clicks of line off the bait runners.
I did that 2 or 3 nights in a row to where you
Yeah,
had to
just
crank
like
them down.
click, 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 click.
Yeah, you would crank it down
What's up,
just
Chris?
enough to where it was too tight to actually pull it down. Borderline where you're going to lose your pole in the night.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah, it's a tough place to fish for sure.
I'm surprised you ain't had a run yet.
That'd be
I
cool
know,
to get
I'm
one
waiting.
online.
I'm waiting for y'all to hear beats. I hear them out there crashing. I've heard a couple of real good ones.
That is the cool thing about sleeping right there by the water, getting to hear the water at night. That's so peaceful.
Yeah, definitely. I missed that session we're talking about because I was sleeping in the trailer. Everyone was telling me all the stories from the night before, and I felt like I was missing out.
No, that's what I said when
And
we
I'm
was
right
there.
here in the action now.
The warmest thing there was the water. Like I said, it was warmer because it
Yeah.
got so cold there. The water was still somewhat warm. We wake up every morning, the water be steaming, the steam rolling off of it.
Yeah.
And then usually, I know the
steam
first
was actually freezing on our line.
Yep, on the reels, lines. First couple of nights, I know we seen them out there swirling. We heard the big ones. Like I said, there was a few nights they were there, but they weren't turned down for what we was giving them. Like I said, we tried everything. We threw the fridge at them. We definitely did some baiting. We did some no baiting. I mean, we tried to starve them out. We tried to feed them. We tried alcohol. We tried oil. We tried everything.
Yeah, we tried dropping rigs from the inflatable boat.
Yeah, we
took it
tried.
on the bait boat. We casted. We spotted.
Yeah, we tried
Spoon
tiger
bait,
nets.
we
Yeah.
fished in the margin.
How long
we
you-
did everything.
How long you fishing tonight?
I'm camping tonight, so I'm gonna be here at least another night. I'm hoping I get into them this evening. I may stay another night, but it's supposed to rain Friday. Again, we're gonna get about like a half inch, so I'm definitely gonna get out of here probably either tomorrow afternoon or Friday morning.
We'll change the battery out. Let's see.
Yeah, James has to change his
I got a
battery.
battery.
That's to recharge.
Well, you got a tomahawk behind you?
Knowing the
Yeah, the
potential.
lake record in there,
Same,
70
same.
pounds, 5 ounces.
Yeah, the knowing
And
there's
then it
something
hit
that
New
big.
York, you know
God.
what I mean? Like when I was in, New York and I hit that 30, almost that 33, I thought it was, you know what I mean? I didn't know it was that big until Justin was like, bro, wait, he did.
I got a picture of Mike's fish with Austin with his hand on the side of his belly, and it is massive. I mean, that's the only, I've had fish like flop out in the end on the cradle. I've never had a fish stick up over the side of my cradle. When that fish was laid down, it probably stuck up 4 or 5 inches over top of the cradle. That's how fat these fish were.
Dude, they're so fat. They're
And I'm
so
pretty for
round
sure
right
that
now.
cradle was an XL cradle. I don't think it was a regular cradle. And it went from end to end and stuck up over top of the cradle. Like I said, the girth on these fish is just unbelievable.
So, how did Mike and Sean do?
Mike, he caught the most and the biggest. I know he had a 40. Sean, I think he only got 27 something was his only one he got.
Okay.
Over off the beach by where I was fishing. And Mike, he got the 50 and then two 240s, like a mid 40s.
Yeah,
low
he
40.
got a 41, a 40, and then he caught another one that was like in the 30s.
Okay, so he got,
Was it just the spot that he was in, or maybe what he was using, or?
we was all using trying the same stuff. And I mean,
Yeah, kind of the same stuff, and we moved the sets of rods around, so they weren't all from the same spot. Now, I will say on Mike's rods, we were using the Pro line. We were using some special baits. They're a peach soluble.
them things were very nice.
And those soluble boilies are just crazy.
Now,
Something
are
about
those
the drawing power
pro,
of them.
by Pro Line?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we caught, so they're not on the website. It's a special order only. But those baits are really good. That's what a lot of my fish have been coming on lately.
That's what produced the most while we was down there.
Yeah, that's what we got a lot of those buffalo on.
I said, I think all the ones I caught was on a pop-up, but I think all the ones Mike caught was on them boilies.
Yeah, the boilies, and then the,
And of course, I tried one.
The spicy banana boilies have been also very good for me.
I tried one and I got a catfish on it.
So,
yeah, the catfish like those as well. That's
Catfish like everything, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're a
They
real
eat it
bottom
all.
feeder.
Yeah, they'll eat anything
Yeah,
on
I'm
there.
using those, and then those pineapple butternut tiger nuts have been very good for
Butternut.
That's James's middle name, Butternut.
Butternut.
James
Yeah,
Butternut
Buffalo
sandwich.
love the tiger nuts.
They call me Butternut.
Butternut.
Dang, damn it, you made me forget, man. I felt important because it was a good question.
And then he wouldn't have forgotten.
Now my slowly side trip. Okay, here we go.
Let's talk about your medallion.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know it was the James of the show. No. Okay. So when people want to say they book with you and all that stuff for your buff fishing, what exactly do you all
What
provide?
up, Drew?
So I can provide rods, reels, all the tackle, at least for the day sessions, all of the bait, and I also pre-bait the day before.
Yeah.
And then for the camping trips, I cook 2 meals a day. I have all the camping equipment and a tent, a cot, and a sleeping bag. And then I book the campsite and I'll pre-bait the spot as well.
Okay.
So you really don't have to do anything but show up ready to fish, and I can do everything else.
Now, do they get their choice of how many days they get to pick, or?
Yes, so I offer several different packages based on days.
Yeah.
My most popular is a 3-day, 2-night.
Okay.
Then probably the next most popular is 5 days, 4 nights. And then I also do by the day for the lakes like Decker where you can't camp.
Okay. Gotcha.
We can stay at Decker till 10 p.m., but we don't really get a lot of fish there at night.
Okay.
There's not a very good night by there. So we tend to pack up around 6, 7 p.m. on those trips.
Nice.
So I'll have a lot of people that just come in and just want to fish Decker. So they'll stay in a hotel. And you can find some hotels that are within 10 minutes of that lake.
Yeah, the
And
guys.
those hotels are very close to the airport. You can get there within 10 minutes from the airport and just be there ready to fish the morning of. Or you can camp and we can travel each day to Decker like we did during this trip.
Yeah, there's a couple guys that commented on here earlier. Some guys from Illinois, they're at Decker right now fishing.
Yeah, I saw them over there. I've heard it's been pretty tough, but they have had a couple of fish.
Oh, that's nice.
One
I
of
know
my
they
good
haven't posted
friends
them.
went. We helped him bait up real heavy for his session tomorrow out there. So I'm very anxious to hear how he does out there tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm kind of anxious myself to see when they start producing again.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's going to turn on one of these days, but I'm not sure what day it's going to be. I'm definitely going to be out there either on the bank or on the boat a couple days this week.
There you go. Yeah, it'd be hard to live that close and not be out there, especially if that's
Yeah.
what
I
you do for a
know,
living.
yeah.
Especially when you're hitting them fish like that. That's
Yeah,
like,
just knowing what lives in there and knowing what I've seen in there, they're out there. They got to eat at some point.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer they eat at least once a day, wherever they are. I know common
Yeah,
carp.
they don't stay that big for not eating.
No.
They got to be gaining weight.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's that constant.
Especially how fat
too.
they are.
That and with even the current in them along, I know it's different, but that current there, you would think they would have to eat more because they're using more energy to be in the river.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, they're fighting the current.
Because I didn't see too many spots on that river, which I didn't look at too many other spots besides where we was. I didn't see too many where there would be any like eddies or slack water.
No, there's a few backwaters, like
Mhm.
little creeks that come off.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they would have to go shallow to get out of the current. And I
Right.
think a lot of these fish just stay deep all the time. So they're fighting that main river current all the time.
And that was the other difference I noticed between common fishing. We was targeting a lot deeper waters than we normally target. Commons, I want anywhere from 6 to 12 foot of water. We were going 19, I think, to what you say, 35, 40 foot.
Yeah. 19, and then for the buffalo, we were fishing about 25 to 35.
That's just definitely deeper than I normally fish. And when
Yeah.
the fish get that deep, they definitely hold a lot more power.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Well, that river too. That river's, you know what I mean. Got them over
The
there.
river where he's
Got
fishing.
him over there looking like James right now. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Hey, James in there mixing all that at Carp Talk.
Oh,
Hey,
my
you
God.
see him working out
Mhm.
the other day?
And that's why I showed up in Hunter's shirt today.
That's why he wasn't live for us, bro. That live was for Tia. That live was for Tia. Like, look, man, I'm over here getting it in. You know what I'm saying?
Getting fit.
T always sees my gun shows every
Oh,
day.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hey, leave that stuff in the
That's
bedroom, bro.
TMI.
We don't want to know how much he whips you with chains and stuff.
Oh my God. We're all alive. No. Yeah. But yeah, that's a lot. That makes it for sure.
It was about past my bedtime.
Does it pass?
I
You look like
haven't
you're a little
had
sleepy.
I haven't had a nap.
Yeah. So.
He said I even had a nap.
5:30 comes off early.
Yeah. Oh, you get up at 5:30.
You know, 5:30 every day.
So, all right. Well, you get ready to call it quits. Or...
All right, Ricky, we appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
See ya.
Nah, Austin, we're getting close to the show, man. Ricky's tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Pass
man.
bedtime. Wow. I probably need to go.
But any shout outs you want to give before you jump off here and stuff like that? Let everybody know where they can book a trip and stuff.
Yeah, just go check out my website, Carpro Texas Guideservice.com, or check my Facebook page out. Go check out Proline Baits. If you type in the code Austin10, you'll get a little savings off your order.
It doubled my price on mine when I put that in.
Definitely go check them out and plug my code in and check out.
I put that code in and my price doubled.
Hey, what's up with that?
I'm not responsible for that.
No, I'm just playing. I second that. Everything I seen, like I said, I was bragging about Proline Bait since I've been back.
What up, Ty Bug?
So yeah, some
Definitely-
good stuff, and
definitely high quality.
Keith's been hard at work getting a lot of that stuff restocked right now, so he's got a lot of fresh stuff in.
I definitely recommend it.
All right. Well, Austin, man, appreciate you
Yeah,
for your
appreciate
time.
you being on the show.
I
again,
love
man.
it. I
It's
really
always
do.
fun, guys.
It is, man. And oh my God. Well, if you guys haven't went to
Aren't
his.
you doing Tommy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tommy's going.
I'm going down there too. I still
Yeah.
need
Yeah,
somebody
you're my
to go.
next trip.
I need somebody to go down there with me, man. James wasn't able to go,
Yeah. I
so
wouldn't-
if you think you want to go down there, it's 2 nights, 3 days. I'm gonna go regardless, but
Yeah.
You flying?
Yeah, that's only good. It's too long. It's too long of a drive.
It's 3 buckies long.
You know what I mean? My lungs are gonna be hurting. You know what I'm saying, from flying. Because because I ain't gonna be able to take that.
So if anybody is interested to go with Tommy to this trip to see
we got a spot open.
One spot's open for him.
Come fishing with us.
Yeah, come fishing with us.
It's definitely worth it. Like I said,
like they caught 40s.
A chance for a fish of a lifetime. There ain't no fish around here like that.
Nah.
I mean, we have commons like that if you go a little further north, and we got grassies, but we do not have them buffalo.
Yeah. We got buffaloes, but not like that.
Not like that.
And then if there is any that's been put into pay lakes like that, man, they don't hit like that. They're big and smart for a reason. They stay that way.
Yes.
Tia says, see everybody on Saturday. Good night, everyone. Chris, I give a shout out to Ricky Mason.
Yeah, I know you mess it up.
Yeah,
Macy.
Effort he gives for the team.
This is the effort James gives for people's names.
Yeah.
I don't walk on water.
James is only human. James is
only
only
human.
He turns.
But hey, Austin, man, we appreciate you, man.
100%.
Absolutely.
I'm sure, man. We're gonna do this again.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I'll always enjoy it. Anytime y'all want me on, just hit me up.
No, we definitely will, man. And we appreciate you, man, and appreciate everything you do for the carp community too. You know.
Yep. So, all right. Thanks again, Austin. Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
Have a good one.
Thank y'all.
Good luck tonight.
Oh, thank you. I hope I get one soon.
Yeah, send us some
Keep
pictures.
us posted.
Yep.
Oh, will do. I'll post it up.
All right.
There. All right, guys.
It's always good talking.
Oh, it is.
Awesome.
It is.
He's very knowledgeable.
Very
You know what I
knowledgeable.
mean?
Very knowledgeable.
Because he's doing stuff on the first bait, like just it's there all the time. You know what I
He's a
mean?
sponsored bass angler. I mean, he does a lot of bass tournaments.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't. Again, I don't mean to brag, but when he did hear
We're not.
That's the one thing we didn't ask him about.
the
Yeah,
medallion,
about the medallion.
and
I think Austin does bass trips too.
Austin
Yeah.
did call me and he says, "Hey James, what you catch that on?"
He picked your brain about your buff.
Austin's he's a great carp angler. So if you guys ever get your chance, please
book a guide with him.
Yeah, definitely. He's
Like you said, 2 meals a day, pre-bait.
yeah. There's all kinds of
Everything's
stuff.
pretty much paid for. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You just pay the price for the actual trip, and then your plane ticket, and then whatever you want to drink, maybe for lunch or something. Cause I'm sure he probably does
Breakfast,
like
snacks.
breakfast and dinner.
There's a lot of fine restaurants around there too. A lot of good restaurants. A lot of, I mean, if that's the route you want to go.
Yeah.
I know we ate out quite a bit when we was down there.
Well, yeah, you want to try to be happy.
You're just looking for that warm place.
Yeah.
It's so cold you want to leave for a minute just to get warm.
Well, all right. Is that it?
Yep.
All right. See you guys Saturday. Got a show.
Here, hold on. No, we got Ricky's got to do it.
Okay, I want those on.
Yeah.
Oh, see my head James.
All right, guys. Later. Thanks
Take
for
it
watching.
easy, everybody. Appreciate you guys.
Don't
tuning
forget- Subscribe to our channel.
in. Go ahead and say it, James. Go ahead.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Bye bye.